Hi, I'm Dr. Sage Breslin. Have you ever noticed how many of our really powerful, high achieving, driven professional women also seem to accidentally attract toxic narcissists who gaslight us, emotionally abuse us, and guilt trip us? I think it's actually much more of a problem than most people think. Frankly, it's nearly epidemic, and it's costing our female leaders their feminine presence and confidence, their passion and power in the job sites, and it wreaks havoc in their personal relationships. Well, I'm a breakthrough psychologist and coach, and also, unfortunately, a frequent flyer when it comes to being in the presence of toxic narcissists. And as a result of having to sort of unpack and resolve my own issues and experiences with toxic narcissists, I was able to develop a very simple 10-step system that allows women to identify what's happened to them, to find the roots, to process and resolve the anchors that have kind of kept them stuck and trapped, and allows them to fully activate their superpowers once again so that they can experience that soul-fulfilling joy and presence and passion in their lives. So I was told recently that, I really shouldn't use the phrase toxic narcissism because it turns people off. And certainly in marketing, we don't want to turn people off. We actually want to tune you in and invite you to walk into the space with us. I certainly wouldn't want to turn away a prospective client because of a word that I used or a phrase that I used. And yet, when I say toxic narcissism, there are a lot of you that are able to say, oh my God, she knows what I'm talking about. She knows what I've been through. But, I think in the beginning, before I realized what had happened to me, I'm not sure. I mean, as a psychologist, sure, I know what a narcissist is. We talk about narcissistic personality disorder, but I don't really know that I understood what toxic narcissism was in relationship. And I'm certain I didn't understand what the impact was going to be for me. So I would just point out a little bit of my own experience for those who really might not know that they're in the presence of a narcissist, or they might not know that the symptoms that they're experiencing are actually as a result of being in the midst of a toxic narcissist. So one of the things I noticed was that I was exhausted all the time. I also noticed that, I probably moved between feeling kind of numb and over it most of the time to feeling weepy, but not sad. I wasn't sad about anything. I was just cut to shreds. That's what it came down to. That's what I learned, that no matter what I did, it wasn't enough. No matter what I did, it wasn't good enough. No matter what the narcissist said to other people about me and how great I was, in the personal relationship, that's not how I was treated. The amount of gaslighting, which let's just explain that, right? Gaslighting is when somebody causes you to feel as if it's your fault, whatever it is, right? If you're noticing that your partner or your boss is sort of constantly speaking down to you and making things your fault, it's probably gaslighting. So when somebody says, well, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I think maybe you're depressed. I think maybe you're the one with the problems. I think you're the one who probably needs to go to the therapist. Okay, that's probably true, by the way. And not for the reason that the gaslighter or the narcissist is pointing out. The reason it's great to get support when you are in the midst of a toxic narcissist is because outside support can help you begin to find yourself again. when we are in these relationships, personal or professional, where we begin to question ourselves, where the only way to survive in the circumstance is to surrender to that other person's truth, that other person's reality, we lose sense of ourselves. We lose sense of our own truth. And so, getting outside help, getting with somebody like myself is a way for you to begin to hear what is not you, what is not about you, what is not yours, what is not your responsibility. And when you can, it is amazing how liberating it is, because you begin to upturn all of this stuff that's kind of kept you tamped down and stuck. Many of my professional women will say, I just feel like I've lost my mojo. I've lost my groove. And yeah, it's hard to have your mojo when somebody keeps on telling you you don't have it. It's hard to keep that feeling of passion and engagement alive when it's dangerous to be in the presence of these people. So while I won't go into it here, the ROSE system is a 10-step system that I developed to help you both identify what has happened to you, sort of what did you get from it, what did you get as a result of it, what has happened, how have you changed, what did the narcissist get out of it, and then we look for what are the anchors, what are the roots, what is stopping you from getting out. And sometimes people have gotten out of the relationship, right? They toss that bad boy aside and they're still stalking him on, Instagram, and they're still looking at his social media, and they're still dreaming about him at night, and they're still wondering, maybe I should get back with him. You're not stupid, okay? You're not broken. It's not your fault. It's just that you have lost sense of who you are. That old soul that should be firmly housed in the driver's seat, right? Firmly housed in your core, has been put in the vault for safekeeping. And without it, you can't be you. You can't even identify what your truth is. So that's something that an outside person like myself, a coach, a psychologist, can help you identify what is theirs, what is yours. How do you move it back into place? How do you make it safe enough for yourself so that you don't have to put it back in the vault? Because that's where your superpowers are. You're a rock star. You're a high achieving woman. Even if you're not feeling that way about yourself right now, that's who you are. You came to this planet to serve and uplift and heal others, to create things, to advocate for people. But you can't do that when you are locked in the vault. And so whether or not you've left that relationship or that job or that friend or that educator behind, you may need some help getting back on your own set of train tracks. And once we do that and we can restore those superpowers, then you'll notice how easy it is to feel joy and feel passion and power coursing through you. I'm Sage Breslin, and I can't think of anything better. So if you'd like to finally get yourself out of that rut and toss that accidental magnet behind and move forward with your life, please feel free to give me a call or slip into my DMs.